The administrative profession holds both routine and unexpected demands throughout each day. Due to each role being unique, much like your thumbprint, there's no manual that makes it black and white or a no-brainer. Having transitioned from the profession myself turned specialized partner, I've been blessed with thousands of one-on-one touch points with admins living this profession each day. Each have shared with me remedies, ideas, and hilarious moments which could help others transition from, and I air quote, the island in which we feel and see ourselves living to a place of community. Each PS episode, of which I'll let you know, PS stands for permission slip, not postscript. These episodes will deliver thought-provoking moments from much of the wisdom gained through the years to help you navigate your admin world. Let's get to today's topic. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another PS episode. I have no written notes for this episode because I'm sharing a personal story connected to today's topic, which is 5-star service. It's August, and I'm recording this episode. I realize that this is launching in 2023, and I'm recording it now because it is fresh in my mind, and it is now a staple joke here in the Ellis household. Reason is, let me tell you the story. It is a Monday night. It's a beautiful summer evening. I am winding down from the day completely, no makeup, hair up in a bun, pajamas on, and my cell phone rings at 8:30. It is my 12-year-old. He has fallen out of a trampoline and he is screaming. I am immediately in fight mode as a mother, wondering what's going on, where is he, and it's crazy. And I tell you this because I am now in a completely different state. And now, fast forward, I am on top of all the things that he is going to need as he is recovering. And so, wonderfully, didn't need surgery. So grateful for that. But he broke his arm. And as a parent, things happen. At work, things happen. And they're out of your control. And how do you show up matters. And here's the joke. He got rushed to the emergency room. I drove him there. I'm in more of a panic than he is, and I think it's because he's in just a head fog of the fact that he broke his arm. We get there, and we are so blessed. God delivered us some amazing doctors that evening, and they put my son back together. We get home, and as you can all imagine, I have an agenda for the next day, and the day after, and the weeks after, and now I have to pivot. And it's the same thing when something happens to your executive. I distinctly remember when my executive fell out of a golf cart, and that's a story for another day, and completely changed the schedule. And so whether it's a motherhood thing, a parenting thing, or it's an office thing, we have to pivot. And how do we show up when that pivot is required? And so here is the situation. I'm sleeping with my son for the first 2 weeks of this broken arm. I'm helping him get wonderfully situated in bed. I've kicked my husband out into the basement bedroom, and pillows are everywhere. Arm is up, helping him to the restroom. And this is the joke. I know my husband listens to these episodes, sweetheart. I love you. However, when my husband went to tuck in my son, the pillows weren't right, and they weren't what he had been accustomed to. And you could say my son had become picky about how the things were set up for sleeping because he was so uncomfortable. And my son looks over at me and he's like, "Mom, can you fix the pillows?" And his dad's right there. And the dad's like, "What?" And I'm like, "You need to give 5-star service. You need to give 5-star service." So I get up, I adjust the pillows, and I put it to yes, of course, what he had become accustomed to for so many nights because he needed to sleep in such a way, completely covered in all these pillows, so his arm was properly positioned so that swelling didn't increase and so on. So now, ever since that moment, we're talking here in the house, is that 5-star service? Is that 5-star service? When my kids want to get me a drink, they open up the LaCroix can now and say, "Mom, this is 5-star service," versus just putting the can on my desk. And so there's this wonderful little banter that's happening in the house. And I keep thinking, how are you giving 5-star service at the office? What are you doing? Are you opening up the LaCroix, right? Are you pouring the glass? Is the glass chilled, right? I distinctly recall when I was in the office working as an executive and personal assistant to a CEO of a private equity firm, that when we would host guests for lunch, I threw the china that I bought for the office in the freezer. And I served their salad for lunch on a chilled plate. And the look on their face when they touched their plate and saw that was utter Ritz-Carlton 5-star service shock. And they would lean over and go, "Did she chill these plates?" And my executive, with a very large smile, would say, "Yes, we give 5-star service here." And it's a new investor, or maybe it's a board member, or it's someone who owns one of the businesses that we're invested in. They remember that. Yes, I did really do that at the office. I'm so excited about being overly hospitable. It's a very natural thing about how I operate. And I pull that through in all the wonderful things that I do, whether it's with my kids, as I just mentioned, which now for them, including my husband, I'll say, "Is that 5-star service?" So I hope you guys are appreciating the lightness of this episode. I'm so excited to say that he didn't need surgery, as I mentioned earlier. We are on the backside. He's out of his cast, but we're still talking about 5-star service. And it's interesting because my oldest, who's now got a permanent job in a corporate office as an IT specialist, so proud of him, he's thinking about how he's going to, at a young age, give 5-star service. Right? If he's going to walk into someone's office, they're having an IT problem, really being there for them. And so there is this wonderful mentorship and ripple that comes from you giving 5-star service and people wanting to replicate that because they know that you have developed for your brand high end. Thanks so much for listening, guys. I always appreciate you jumping on here, taking in an episode, and having a laugh with me, as well as leaving some wisdom. If you really appreciated this episode, thanks for leaving a review on Apple Podcasts and or sharing the episode with someone who would appreciate this episode. Thanks so much. Have a great day. Thanks for sharing a little bit of your time with me and allowing me the opportunity to inspire you. My intention with the PS episodes are to help you stay energized about your profession and continue to love it. Have a great day.